Hi, this is Christine for Trinity Stamps. Today we're going to make a card using the lovely embellishments that are in the Trinity Stamps store. This is a flurry mix, and these adorable little candy canes I just want to use on every project. They are just so cute. I know I'm going to be buying a lot more than I already have. So we're going to make a shaker card. I've cut a frame out of some shimmer blue cardstock and adhered double-sided foam so that we can make the shaker card. So I've die cut that already, and then I've die cut a coffee cup. This is a Doris die that is in the Trinity Stamps store. I've die cut it out of shimmering cardstock gold dust. It almost looks more like a champagne than a gold from Crafter's Companion. And so I'm going to use folded over acetate sheets. I'm doing things a little differently than I normally would. I have an acetate sheet from Hero Arts. I'm actually going to fold it in half, and I've already taped the sides. I'm going to put a lot more of the flurry mix in this pocket, acetate pocket, and then I'm going to seal it shut using double-sided adhesive tape. I actually, normally I want things in the shaker card to move around. This, I just envisioned it not as much moving around, so that's why I'm making it like this today. So I put a whole bunch of the sequin mix in there, and I'm going to adhere it shut with some double-sided adhesive tape, and then put that as a sandwich in between. So I've here now sealed it shut, and it can move around some, but not as much as it normally would. So I'm going to take an A2 card base and sort of make a sandwich of this. Then put the acetate pocket between the card base and the frame. So there, I'm already putting it in there. Since the frame has so much adhesive, strong adhesive on it, the foam, double-sided adhesive foam that I use has really strong adhesive on it. I actually don't need any other adhesive. It's going to keep it in place. So here I'm just placing it, everything on top. And it can move a little bit, but not as much as a shaker card normally would. And that's fine with me. I just sort of envisioned it, a pocket just full sitting there. So I'm going to use the Winter Botanical stamp set. I love this stamp set. I've die cut and colored a bunch of images and actually foiled a bunch of images from this stamp set. And I'm going to place them in different parts of the card. And I've showed how to foil on a different video, so that's why I'm not showing it again. I wanted this poinsettia to have a little bit of dimension, so I'm curling the edges of one of the images, and then I'm going to glue that in the middle of the larger flower to give it a little dimension, and I'm just using a little double-sided adhesive dot to put it right in the middle. And there I'm pushing it down. And I had sort of envisioned this flower with this candy cane as being a large focal point of the coffee card. So you won't be able to see this. I've done this off to the side, but I adhered the candy cane in place with Gina K adhesive, and it's very strong adhesive, and the candy cane will stay put. Even if you send it in the mail, I believe that it will stay put. So now I'm starting to adhere the other images. I'm using double-sided adhesive tape. I will use the glue for some things, and some things I'll use double-sided adhesive tape. If I'm worried about the item getting a little bit wet, I won't use adhesive glue. I'll use double-sided tape. So here I'm just putting different images around, trying to make the coffee cup and candy cane the focal point of the whole card, and just embellishing with different images from the winter botanical set from Trinity Stamps. I'll show a little later what Copic colors I use to color, but it's very simple coloring, and I'm not great. I'm still in the learning process of how to Copic color, so okay. So here I cut an inch paper, and I'm just gonna make a banner for my sentiment because I have quite a large sentiment that I want to stamp. And you can cut it any way you wish. Here I'm using the magical sentiments. You would think it would just have sentiments pertaining to wizards, but it actually has Christmas on there. So I'm going to use wish you a happy caffeinated Christmas. So I'm speeding up things here. Caffeinate is from the Coffee with Character sentiments. So the D is separate than the caffeinate. And there I'm putting the rest of it. And here I'm stamping it. And actually here I'm using Versamark ink. I'm embossing it. You probably can tell I didn't stamp as cleanly on the upper part, so that's kind of a trick I use if stuff doesn't work out as well. I heat emboss over it with a clear clear embossing powder, and it just sort of helps things look a little bit neater. So there, I just heat embossed it. And now I'm just going to add a little bit more dimension. I'm using a Copic marker to just highlight around the banner. And those are the Copic markers that I used to color in the images. And I stamped happy a little bit further away than I would have liked. So I'm actually adding some sequins around it so it looks like it was intentional, even though it wasn't. And these sequins are the same ones that I used in the acetate pocket. And I'm using a jewel picker to place everything where it needs to go, and using the Gina K adhesive. And here's the final card. Thanks for stopping by today.